Hi, friends. I hope you're well. I launched my course, Forward Freelance, earlier this week, and I did it with this video. I posted this video on Twitter, and it seemed like a lot of people really resonated with it, enjoyed it, had questions about it, wanted to know how the images were made, how it was behind the scenes. So, this is a video to talk all about that. Fast Forward Freelance is a course that I put together that compiles everything that you need to know for the first year of freelancing. It is basically a compilation of every single thought that I have about working for yourself. So if you want to learn more about the course, you can go to the website and check it out. But we're not here to talk about this. We're here to talk about the video. So I wrote the script for this video more than a month ago. I've been working on this course for pretty much the last year, writing chapters, editing them. And finally, this month, I was able to film all the videos, build a platform, and get it launched and out into the world, which I'm just really happy with. But the video itself was something that came about. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it. I had written this script, this poem, almost kind of on a whim. I was just thinking about the course, thinking about freelancing, and this just kind of came out. So when I wrote this originally, I didn't know how it was going to take shape. I didn't know if it was ever going to take shape. I just wrote it, thought that it was really cool, and kind of sat with it for a while. So what I ended up doing was just leaving this be for a little bit, letting it ruminate in my mind. And I was doing a workout one night and trying to think about things, and I feel like movement often helps me do that. And I had this idea. I'd been playing with this tool called Visual Electric, which is why you're probably watching this video. And just like experimenting, I started experimenting with it because I saw it on Twitter with some friends who had posted about it. It's an AI image generation tool, if you're not familiar. I have been seeing just amazing work from friends like Jessica Strelioff and others generating mid-journey images that are just absolutely stunning. But I've had some hesitancy and frankly just laziness around getting into Discord servers and things like that. So when I saw that Visual Electric had an interface and I didn't need to be in a Discord server in order to generate images, that was really cool. So the first thing that I ended up doing with it was generating images of a run that I had done that day. So I got home from a run and I was thinking about like, oh, this is like really cool. I wonder if I could generate an image to go along with this, and started playing with the different styles. So one of the really cool things about Visual Electric is that they have different styles for like photography and fine art and illustration and crafts and digital and all these different things. So really my introduction was just like, I wonder what this would look like if I tried to like prompt it from my real life. And some of the images were pretty cool. So what I ended up doing from there, I was like playing around with it. I was trying to think, can I use this in client work? Is this going to be able to help me generate images that I can use in place of stock photography or as background assets or as inspiration or things like that? And I didn't get super far with a lot of it. I was really enjoying kind of like getting into some more like just vibey images. These were some phone backgrounds that I was trying to do. I got some really interesting results from like cyborgs in wheat fields outside of cities. There's this one, this little guy, man, I was so stoked on this. And so I've never used AI image generation tools before. So really I was just kind of like going in blind and like trying things out. And so you can click on an image once you've generated it, get a little like reminder of the prompt, see the style. You can touch it up or make variations. You can upscale it, which I've had like mixed success with, but has mostly been really great. But overall was playing around with this. So combination of I'd wrote this poem that I knew was special, didn't know what to do with it, playing around with this AI tool that also knew was special, didn't know what to do with it, and kind of came together with this thought, I wonder if I can generate images for this poem and create a video. And I've done stuff like this before with stock footage for like my thesis project in university years and years ago. But I haven't really done anything like it since. And so this seemed like a really great way, an efficient way an affordable way for me to visualize this video, given that I'm not an illustrator, I'm a web designer, I'm a developer, and I'm generally not someone who creates images. That's not my work. So what I ended up doing was starting in a new Visual Electric canvas, and I really like the gouache preset. I think that it has like a very, I had done some like experiments with this like very early on when I started using the tool. And it just has a really romantic feel to it. And so it felt like the right choice for this script, for this poem, to have something that has like emotion to it, but is AI generated, which I think is really cool. And what I've heard a lot of people reflect on with Visual Electric in general is that it is a tool that leans into the imperfections of art and actually uses them as a strength. And I cannot take credit for that thought, but I can't remember where I read it. So now you can enjoy it too. But anyways, I started generating images, trying to line by line break down this poem and find imagery to represent it. And so this took a lot of different forms with very mixed results, lots of like funky teeth and smiles and things like that. But I had this thought around like 9 p.m. And ended up staying up until about 1 a.m. generating the first round of images. Because it's just so fun. Like this tool is just, it's addicting. Like when I first started using it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, look at that. Like how vibey is that? Like, it's really, really cool. So the night that I had this idea, stayed up quite late until I knew that I had something. I was generating images to the point where I had the kind of first verse done. And once I saw this kind of collection of images together and I could match it to the lines, I knew that there was something there. I was like, these have legs to them. There's something romantic about them. There's something that feels right with this poem. And so I just kept on doing that. I think I got about like halfway through the night before, and then it was very, very late, and I had a lot of client work to do the next day. So I called it quits, woke up very early and generated the rest of the images for the first draft. And just kind of kept going with that. The first round of this that I did, I ended up making a video kind of like the morning after I had this idea. And it's the final version is incredibly close to that first version. It used the same audio. What I ended up doing was just like swapping out some of the images. You'll notice that like I think these are both different in the final version. So is this one, and some of the other ones as well. Just swapping them out until I like felt like it was right and that it felt like what I had imagined in my mind. But there was a lot of just like really beautiful stuff that came out of this from various prompts. And I'm not like a prompt engineer by any means. This was really like pretty basic stuff, a basket full of fruit on a sunny countertop. Like, but what I think was like the magic of this was the preset for the style. Just like pulling from lots of different things. What I did notice was that when I fed it more kind of just like general things, like I'm just trying to find one here, more one-word prompts or feelings or things like that, I got very abstract results. And that was a little bit difficult to manage. Like these were like frustration, bright light at night, things like that were like a lot more difficult to control. But when I got more specific, I was able to get better results. So what I ended up doing with the images that I generated was putting them together in Figma in like a very quick composition. The name of the game with this course and a lot of my personal work in general is speed. Because I have a very busy client practice and I spend a lot of time doing my client work, as most designers do. But I just felt this like burning need to get this video out. And gosh, it took me some self-control to not release this early before I had actually kind of like created something. And I knew that once I did, I was like, this is a very cool thing. I need to wait until this course actually launches. So once I had all of these images compiled, what I did was set up this very simple layout in Figma with each of the images framed in the exact same way. So if we're thinking about efficiency in creating a video, repetition is going to make things a lot easier. So this very simple layout, pulling out a specific color for each image, for each feeling, and also trying to tie that tone with the color that I'm choosing. A lot of the work is work is work images are very bland colors, more desaturated, more just like tonal. And then when we're talking about creativity, things get brighter and more exciting and more vibrant. But overall, just laying these out with the words attached. I numbered all of the frames so that I could export them and bring them into After Effects really easily. There are probably much easier tools to do this than After Effects, but it continues to be the only video tool that I have some sense of literacy in. So that's what I did. I brought this into After Effects. And laid it all out slide by slide. I recorded the voiceover for this probably like 15 different times. And I ended up going with probably the second version that I ever did because it was just more casual. And the ones that I had done later on felt much too forced because I think I was getting overly excited about it and knew that it was like, I think it's really cool. But the more that you recognize that, I think it doesn't feel like that in the end output, if that makes sense. So trying to just like go with the initial version of things and put it all together. So put this all together, voiceover, images, After Effects, time it all up, proof it a few times, send it to friends, say, holy shit, this thing is pretty fun. And go with it and sit on it for 2 weeks until I launch the course. So that is kind of the synopsis behind the scenes of how this video came to be. Many AI generated images, pulling out the feeling that I feel about freelancing in them, putting them all together and sharing it with you. And I think the coolest thing about sharing this is that so many people feel the same way that I do about freelancing, and beyond any kind of monthly recurring revenue or financial goal or full lead pipeline or any of those kind of like shiny metrics. Freelancing is a vehicle to know myself better, know the world better, flex my skills, grow as a human being, and get to know some amazing clients and produce work for them. And I think that that's so cool. And that's the reason that I'm still doing this. Freelancing is the hardest thing in the world that I think you could do. Working for yourself is a minefield, but doing it successfully and doing it with a skill that gives you so much joy and so much creative release is the coolest thing that I could think of in the world. And so I know that this structure of work works really well for a lot of people. It's true if you look at the comments on the video of people resonating with it and knowing that that's how they feel about work too. And I think that that's really cool. So I'm really happy to share it with you. I'm happy to share this video with you, hopefully introducing you to a new tool that you can play with. And if you have any questions about it, let me know. Forward Freelance is open for registration until January 29th. That might be after you're watching this video, but you can still go check it out if you want. But thanks for watching this. And I am glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you took the time to learn about this. So thanks so much. We'll talk soon. Bye.